back, and we are going to be doing a survival strategy on TranZit. First off, what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to get a turbine and get into the bus. Of course, that's the first thing you're always going to want to do. And once in the bus, you're going to buy a B-23R. Exactly normally what you're going to do anyway. Now, if you're on solo, you are going to want to buy the self-revive, or quick revive, whatever you want to call it. If you are with anybody else, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, I would suggest not buying it and just saving your money. So, you're just going to want to build your turbine, then just get on the bus. And in the very first room, you might want to shoot them 4 or 5 times, then knife them, so that way you're not wasting all those points, precious points at the very beginning of the strategy. Because everybody knows at the beginning of a strategy, points are essential, and then once you're at the end of the strategy and you're about to die, you're not really worrying about points, you're worrying about dying. And while you're doing this whole thing, you're going to be wanting to watch out for the bus parts, because some of them are very essential to it, such as the diner part to get the galvanucles. The ladder is very helpful for whenever you get the power, and the bulldozer, it's kind of helpful, but most of the time, whenever you're in the bus, you're just going to be kiting one zombie back and forth, so you're not going to get raped by a ton of zombies. So, what you're going to want to do, you're just going to want to get on the bus, buy your B-23R. Luckily, I already found the galvanucle part, so I don't have to look for any more, really. Except, I like to have the ladder, personally. But, you're going to want to get into the highway. The highway is the main kiting area. And for anybody that doesn't know what kiting means, it's whenever you basically have zombies chase you, but you're not sprinting, you're just running and jogging, whatever you want to call it. And then eventually they will get into a giant line called a rape train, where you just basically turn around and destroy them with a few bullets and get tons of points. Now, once you're in here, you're going to want to buy your M16. Now, I know what you're thinking. Eric, the M16 is a horrible gun for zombies, and any other game for that matter. But it's very good pack-a-punched, especially pack-a-punched. It's probably the best wall weapon you can pack-a-punch. Now, once you're in here, you're going to want to just save ammo with the M16, shoot your B-23 on until you run out of ammo, and you're going to want to just survive, get enough points so that you know that you can buy the doors for the power, the doors for the Juggernog, the doors for the stamina up, and that you can actually buy stamina up and Juggernog, because that is where those are the main perks that you're definitely going to need for this strategy. And pretty much for any strategy, if you've ever played a strategy, you're going to need Juggernog. And stamina up is very helpful on TranZit because of the denizens, and that's also the exact reason why we are going to be getting the galvanucles. So, once you've turned on the power, once you have enough points, you're going to want to run to turn on the power. And I missed the bus, so I kind of just skipped ahead. And remember, always check for those precious bus parts. Now, right here, I found the ladder, so I'm going to go put that on, and then I have to run back and get the diner part. It's not that big of a deal, but you'll see why it's actually a bigger deal than you think. Because what you're going to want to do, that I forgot to do, is you're going to want to save a zombie at around 5 or 6. So that way you're not doing this in the middle of a round where I get killed. See, whenever you're in the middle of a round on a bus and you don't have Juggernog, it tends to be very painful, if you want to put it that way. So I kind of have to run all the way back, make sure I don't get hit because I don't have self-revive anymore, and I just go put that part on. So just make sure. You'll find that the common mistake anybody will make on strategies is accidentally killing the final zombie to start a new round. So now that I actually have just one zombie, or 2 zombies I guess, you just kite them back and forth on the bus. It's not that big of a deal, you won't get hit, and just keep searching for those bus parts. Now, like I said, really you need to keep a zombie alive. I didn't think that the bus was going to be there until the end of round 7, but it actually came at the beginning of round 7. So you don't really want to assume things. Just save a zombie at round 5 or 6. Now, that wasn't the video lagging, that was actually my Xbox. So you're just going to want to go build the power station and just turn it on. Now, I made another mistake here that you're definitely not going to want to make. It again involves the last zombie dying, which almost makes my death. I thought that he was going to accidentally hit me, so I ran into the electricity, which in turn caused him to die. And sometimes that ends the round, sometimes it doesn't. But the safest thing to do is not to let him get in the electricity, because there is that off chance that it will actually end the round. Like there. So now that I have to chase the bus again, I'm going to go buy Stamina Up and Juggernog in the town. Now, missing the bus actually isn't all of a bad thing, because most of the time you're going to want to jump out before you hit that car, so that way you can save $1,000 by not having to buy the bank. It's not that big of a deal if you're on solo, but if you are playing with two people, I know that you need to save your points a lot more than you would on solo. Whenever I'm playing with my friend Tyler, Alex, I noticed that you either wait for the bus to come around a second time, or you really, really have to be a point whore. Like, basically, one person has to have just enough to get Stamina Up and Juggernaut, the other person has to buy all the doors. It's kind of annoying, but it's better than having to stay another 5 rounds waiting for the bus. So now you're going to want to have to get a new turbine. You don't have to. Some people say that the turbine lasts forever, but I'm more careful than I should be in zombies. I don't like to die, so I just grab a new turbine. I always do that whenever, because the next step after this, you're going to want to be pack-a-punching once you get enough points. So once you grab your new turbine, again, I accidentally killed the final zombie, so I'm in the middle of a round, sprinting and about to die, as you saw in there. You're going to want to run back into the highway. Buy ammo if you need to. Now, I just skipped ahead because you kind of survive, but there's a later area where it actually shows the strategy a bit better. So you'll notice that I'm not taking the bus right here, because at this point the bus isn't the best way to go. It's running. That's why we basically have stamina up. And you're going to want to buy Knuckles, and you're going to want to buy the Pack-a-Punch. So once you know that you have enough money for both of those, you can go ahead and run over there. Luckily, now hopefully by this time you either have put the part in already, or you have the part for the Galvanuckles. So luckily I had already found it and had the part. So I just hit the box once or twice. You can do that if you want, but it's not really necessary, considering the thing that you're going to use is the M16 or the Skull Crusher after you Pack-a-Punch it. So I mean, once you get that, the Galvanuckles, you're going to want to sprint over and get the power, and then you're going to want to sprint over and go to the Pack-a-Punch machine. And then you're going to want to build the Pack-a-Punch, of course. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to Pack-a-Punch anything. So just run around and find all the parts. Have a zombie with you, and just Pack-a-Punch your M16. Now, you may be thinking, why didn't you Pack-a-Punch the other weapon? Well, I don't want to have to rely on max ammos. I want to actually be able to buy my money off the wall. Now, the money is actually pretty expensive for the M16, for any gun Pack-a-Punched off the wall. But the point is that you'll get about 5,000 a round, and you won't have to buy ammo, because you'll get lots of max ammos, like right there. You'll get lots of max ammos, plus you won't really have to buy ammo. You won't need ammo until about every other... You won't have to buy ammo about every other round, so you're basically earning 5,000 points a round. So what this means is that you're basically never going to run out of money, and the more rounds, the more zombies, the more points. Now, I added this round because this round is actually the first time that you really, really use the strategy. Because basically at this point, we're done. We're done with the strategy about at this point. Unless personally you want to go risk your life and go get Mr. Box, which is not really risking your life if you have one zombie, but I accidentally tend to kill final zombies if you haven't noticed throughout the video. But see, this is kiting. You're going to want to look back, make sure you're looking at all your surroundings, run around the zombies. You're going to want to turn around and then start shooting them. That's essentially kiting. And once they get close, run back around them. Always check behind you, make sure that there's nothing. Just pretty much always be careful when kiting, and don't sprint a lot, because eventually they'll be able to flank you if you sprint too much. So just sprint around them, but whenever you're having them chase you, just run. Like, just go walk like they normally do, like this. See how I'm just walking over and then buying ammo? I made 10,000 that round. It's a lot of that's a lot of points. And just basically stay alive at this point. Monkey bombs are actually very helpful. I wish I had gotten some this round. It could have saved me, and I could have gotten farther, but this is an area where I could use monkey bombs. This is what you don't want to do. If you're ever in this situation and you got stuck running this way, do not do this. I added this as a little warning. You do not want to just turn straight around and run, because you'll notice that there was a giant wall of zombies that will just flank you. If you're ever stuck in this situation where you're running towards the diner, run to the diner. Just run to the diner area. And then right when you're in the area, out of the smoke, you're going to want to make a U-turn and completely just start hauling ass back to the highway. Because what this will do is it will kill off some zombies that are really far behind and respawn them partly in front of you. So it will actually give you some gaps to run between them, so you can get back into the highway and get ammo, or just keep kiting them. So yeah, that's about it. That's the strategy. It's very good. I think I make it to around 24 in this. That's actually pretty good solo for a decent zombie player. But if you take this, you tweak it to what you want. Right now I have the perks that I like. Just tweak it to the way that you want it and how you're good at it. You can get to a pretty high round. Now, the thing about this is that you need to be careful. You need to practice this a few times before you're like, hey, before you go tell your best friends, hey guys, I found a new zombie thing, and then you die in like the first round and they say, wow, you suck, that's horrible. You're going to want to go into solo, practice it, because solo is actually harder, because you're going to have all the zombies instead of just, if you have 2 people, you only have half the zombies coming at you. Now, if you have 3 or 4 people, you're going to want to maybe, if you have 4, maybe 2 in here, and then the second best area to kite is the diner. The only reason I'm not doing it at the diner now is because of the M16. The diner is actually more open and a better place to kite, but you have to rely on max ammos more, because, let's face it, the MP5 sucks. So with 3 people, maybe 2 at the diner, 1 here, and then maybe 2 people, 1 here, 1 at the diner. Because, I mean, if you have stamina, you can go revive them. So, yeah. Please, comment, subscribe, and like this video. And follow me on YouTube follow me on YouTube. But follow me on Twitter for, just updates. I'm not really using my Twitter that much right now at this point, because I don't have a lot of followers. But once I get more followers, I'll be tweeting more stuff, telling when I'm coming out with videos. And if this becomes popular, if the zombie strategy becomes popular enough, people like it, people watch it, you should tell your friends. I will make a strategy for every single zombie map that comes out, which is the new zombie map coming out is Nuketown, and I have the season pass. So if this becomes popular enough, you like it, you watch it, I will come out and try to make a zombie strategy for every single one. Thanks for watching, and go watch my other videos. Bye.